Ladies, gentlemen, and various, it has come to my attention that sometimes when my mouth is open and words are coming out, people don't understand what I'm saying. And this is because I'm a fan, and I use words that are used mainly by fans and not so much anyone else. So, this is my humble attempt to explain some of these words so that my conversations can be less one-sided. Okay, first of all, we have fandom. This is kind of a huge thing that mainly consists of all of the fans and all fan work that they do. The difference between being in a fandom and not being in a fandom is if you're not in a fandom, you can look at the show and you can watch it and you think, okay, that's nice, and you read a book and you think, yeah, I like that book, but then you don't do anything about it. So fandom, I would say, is when you take part in the whole experience of the thing and give back. Canon? I don't actually know how to pronounce that, because, see, this is the problem with living your life on the internet. You see people write a word, but then you don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, canon, whichever, is basically the official thing, the original. So if it's a book, it's that book. And anything that's not in the book isn't canon, or canon. Headcanon. This is something that you suspect might be true. That it might be something that the original creator has intended, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. So, for instance, in Merlin, a lot of people think that Merlin and Arthur are in a relationship, you know, sexually, but it hasn't been confirmed. So it's just a headcanon. And this, by the way, brings us to the next thing, which is fanon. It's a headcanon that is so common among the fans of this thing that most people forget it isn't actually canon. To stan. This usually is used as I stan for, and it means that you are such a huge fan of this person that you will watch anything that they are in, even if it's completely shit. Even if they only have a tiny role with one line, you will watch it and you will subject your loved ones to watching it. Just because you like this person that much. Usually includes some degree of stalking on the internet or in real life. And as we can deduce from this, a stan is someone who stands for someone. And now we get to the fun part, fanfiction. Fanfiction is fiction about a TV show, a movie, a book, or, God help me, a game, written by fans for fans. At its worst, fanfiction is mindless porn with the grammar and the plot taken out. At its best, it fixes mistakes that the author made. So it can be wonderful, and it can also be horrifying. So, some words that are associated with fanfiction. Shipping. This has nothing to do with sending stuff somewhere or boats. It's when you like a pairing a lot. Example: I ship Harry with Ginny. This leads us to shipping wars, which is when people argue about which ship is the best one. Matt Smith once said, "Never apply logic to who." I'm going to paraphrase him and say, never apply logic to shipping, because whatever the ship, there is someone out there who likes it. For God's sake, I have found Hagrid/Hedwig porn, so take from that what you will. Slash. This is when you ship a male character with another male character, or a female character with another female character, though this is sometimes called femslash. Unfortunately, slash has quite a bad reputation in certain circles, and it isn't even completely undeserved, because there are some fangirl slashers who treat gay relationships disrespectfully. If you're uncertain whether you do this or not, look up this word in Google, and if you do that, stop. Okay, just stop. We don't want that in fandom. Okay. And if you don't do it, it's fine, go about your business. Real person fiction, also known as RPF. This is fan fiction about real people, usually celebrities of some sort. Personally I don't like this because it gives me puppet master creeps. But there are some people who can compartmentalize enough that they are able to enjoy real person fiction and still can separate it from, you know, the actual person who has a life personality of their own. But if you're gonna do this, please be respectful, because sometimes people Google their names and yeah. AU. This is short for Alternative Universe, and that's pretty much anything that isn't in the canon universe. PWP. This is short for either plot, what plot, or porn without plot. Yeah, that pretty much explains it. OC. Original character. This is someone the person who has written the fanfiction has, you know, come up with in their brain. Crossover. This is when you take one or more TV shows, books, movies, games, and then you put them together in one fanfic. Impreg. This is male pregnancy, so a guy gets pregnant, usually with another guy, and they have a baby. This ranges all the way from the scientists of science fiction, where they invent a whole new biology to explain this, to, you know, trans men getting pregnant, to the most fantasy of all fantasy, where it's just like, ooh, magic made a baby. This is not for everyone, so if you don't like it, just walk away. You can do that, nobody judges you. If you're curious, there are a couple of more concepts that are too long to explain now, so just Google these things if you're interested. This has been your amateur welcome to fandom. I'm your host Sabina, and I hope you found this helpful. Bye. That's a rabbit. No, actually it's a hare. This is very distracting. That's mouse. What? Okay, nature is really trying to distract me right now. Oh. A mouse. This has never happened before.